But we start with this breaking news coming out of Old Trafford this lunchtime. Manchester United are close to agreeing a deal at...
Spurs are going for it this summer. That was a promise from Vinay Venkatesham and non-executive chairman Peter Charrington 24 hours after staying in the Premier League. But the promise is that it's not going to happen again, and they're going to give Roberto De Zerbi what he wants and needs. And that's already started by Marco Senesi, Andrew Robertson, Jan-Paul van Hecke, £52 million. And now they're not going to go away, Spurs. This bid's been rejected, I think, just under £80 million. My understanding that the bid was on Wednesday. Roberto De Zerbi wants to sign him. It's a matter of priority for him.
But we start with some huge breaking transfer news. A name that you will hear a lot this summer is Sandro Tonali. And we can tell you this evening that Newcastle, and that offer believed to be in the region of £80 million, and they have for Sandro Tonali. Roberto De Zerbi, of course, really pushing this one. He wants to sign his fellow Italian this summer as a matter of priority. Will Tottenham's offer landed earlier this week? It was knocked back by Newcastle immediately. We know they are also interested in the midfielder. He's 26 years of age. He's 3 years left on his Newcastle United contract with a club option for an additional year. He signed, of course, for Newcastle from AC Milan for £55 million 3 years ago. But it is looking increasingly likely that he will be heavily involved in the transfer window this summer. His name's been doing the rounds already for weeks, but that news coming through that Tottenham have had an £80 million bid by Newcastle for Sandro Tonali.
Transfer update to bring you, and it's a very interesting one. It's on Sandro Tonali because we are told he's a top target for... He looks to rebuild his squad after helping the club avoid relegation from the Premier League. Now, one of Spurs' top priorities this summer is improving the technical ability of the squad and bringing in a midfielder that can dictate play. And Tonali has been identified by as an ideal candidate for that role. But, of course, he plays for Newcastle United, and they would only consider selling Tonali, who's got a contract until 2029, for a huge fee. And it's very important to say that Newcastle United do not want to lose him. But we can tell you that Spurs do want Sandro Tonali. He is a key target for Roberto De Zerbi.
These pictures just into us from Manchester United's Carrington training ground. It is a very high-powered Qatari delegation, and they've arrived there on a pretty grey, damp day after visiting Old Trafford a bit earlier on.
Squad has played against him 3 times this season. He did so well in the Champions League, didn't he, this term? 10 goals, only Harry...
Transfer update to bring you, and it's a very interesting one. It's on Sandro Tonali because we are told he's a top target for...
We're going to start the transfer show this hour with significant breaking news. It comes from Manchester United, and for us it comes from Damesh.
Izzy, you mentioned Sandro Tonali as well. First Premier League start for him against City since, well, in pretty much a year. Yeah. I mean, what I would attribute